All right. 11 o'clock. Good morning. My name is Abigail Klutz, and I am from Kansas City, and I'm so excited to be here with you today. If you are getting ready to go to Vegas, maybe you are just having every obstacle in the world come up against you today. Is there a show of hands? Has that happened yet? Yeah, seriously. If it can go wrong, it will go wrong. Just to let you know, this is how the universe works. It doesn't want you to grow. It doesn't want you to break through. It wants to throw everything in your way to stop you. My daughter got sick last night. I'm already struggling with mommy gut. Is anybody starting to already struggle with like mommy gut and leaving? Yeah, she came down this morning and she's like, my throat hurts. I got a cold, her nose. And I'm like, oh, child, you're going to school today. Like, mommy's got appointments. You're going to school today. Appointment to get my hair blown out. So yeah, I feel like a bad mom. But she's not. She's okay. We had to have the talk for the rest of your life. Even if you don't feel A+, you got to show up, right? So she's not got strep, no fever. It's just my own guilt gut getting in the way. So there will be things today that go wrong. I just want you to get on the plane and get there if you were planning on getting there, and just leave it all behind, because it will be worth it. I promise you, whatever you got to do to move heaven and earth, to get your butt on that plane to get there, just go ahead and get that mindset. I will get there. So we have lots of stories I could share with you from the past of people who did move heaven and earth, and the whole universe conspired to keep them, but they did. People like Monica Dixon, I know Stephanie, like I have heard unbelievable stories of what they went through to get there. So just get there and things will happen today. So with that being said, excited about part 2, showing up to events. Really important to get your mindset right. We had a great COC call last night with Brian Underwood, and I'm going to share with you some notes that I took. I loved going over it, and then I did my homework. And I'll it's kind of vulnerable to share with 80 people in climbing, but I will share with you like what I wrote down and what I plan to get out of this weekend. So, and yes, I woke up sick too. But that's okay. I'm taking vitamin C and I'm not sick. So I wasn't even going to say it because I don't want to let my mind hear it. But all right. So things that you can expect showing up and ways that you can prepare your mindset. There's going to be 3 things that we're really going to dig into. We have a whole day of training with Joseph McClendon. That's Tony Robbins' stage partner. Absolutely incredible. Wrote a book called Get Happy Now. And the 3 things that we're really going to focus on is, number 1, how we think. Okay, and take these notes, because if you have teammates going who aren't on this call today, to prepare people mentally is 50% of the game for what they'll receive. So number 1, how we think, our psychology. And that encompasses about 4 things. Number 1, your belief in yourself. It's huge. Your belief in yourself. Number 2, your belief in the world around you, okay? Number 3, your belief in others. And 2 and 3, to me, they're all unbelievably important, but I've been really working on 2 and 3 as you grow more, as your organization gets bigger, as more people are coming in and you have to figure out how to those interpersonal relationship skills and how to work with other people. Your belief in how you think others think about you is vital, because I've been even working with Mitch Newman, and it's one of the lines that I tell myself now. If there's a situation that rallies me up or gets me anxious or stressed out, it's about what my brain tells me it's about. And I am learning to readjust that. So if you come at me angry if you come at me with your own self-limiting beliefs that you're going to have to project on me for your own survival, it's my responsibility as a leader to create the story in my mind to shift the energy so I can better serve you to get out of your own way. So one thing he always says is, if it hurts you, it's about you. So creating that belief in yourself, who you are, what you can handle. And I'm going to, I can't believe I'm sharing this, but like there are really silly things that we have to say to ourselves sometimes to handle things. I've got a whole drama world in my head that allows me to handle things. And I hope this isn't arrogant, but if you ain't building yourself up, nobody else is. So I've got this little ring on my finger here. Okay. And I just felt this huge connection with it in New York. And I don't know, like it was like sentimental and I wanted it. And I got it. And I didn't know what it meant at the time, but has anybody, you understand the ways of synchronicity, or I don't know, I think Selena said that. I can't even say the word, but it was cool sounding to me. But things keep appearing in your life, and I keep having lions and lionesses appear in my life. Like my daughter's first library book she checked out from school was all about the lion. This ring is a lioness. It's a feline. It's a powerful cat. And then I was on Instagram the other day, and one of my favorite speakers has a book out called Lioness Arising. And so like, I'm like, okay, like this sounds so silly, but I'm a lioness. I'm a lioness. Okay. I'm a lioness. And don't come up and say, hey, lioness, because then I'll like be embarrassed. But I'm just sharing with you how to, like, you've got to empower yourself, right? And so I wrote down a bunch of things that a lioness would do. And that's kind of part of my outcome coming into this, and the way that I can relate to others and take care of the pack. So I'm going to read you what I wrote when this Zoom is at the end, with all authenticity. So psychology, the way we think about ourselves, the way that we think about the world around us, the way we think about other people, and what we think about the company. Those are all 4 things that we're really going to dig into. And those 4 things won't just help you with Prove It and your business. They will help you with your family and your life. I promise you, you show up to this event, you get 10 times more out of it what you ever thought you would. We're going to talk number 2 about our energy. Because let me tell you, I have people come to me every day that are doing 20, 30 outbounds a day. And I know what it is. I know what it is. It's their energy. It's not attractive. It stinks. I can smell it. When they message me on Messenger, I have that little thing in me that goes, like, what are they coming at me with today? What space are they in today? Who are they showing up as today? And if they're dry recruiting with that energy, I know how I feel in just talking and relating with them. It's not going to work. And so to be able to own your energy, and that's something, guys, I have had to work so hard on, because if you have pain, if you have turmoil, if you have had a rough year, if everything around you seems to be falling apart, that I have learned does not mean that your energy has to be affected. You can be standing in the midst of the storm, and you can anchor in, and you can own your energy by the story in which you're telling yourself. I know there's been some days that I've gone to Mitch and I'm like, I'm upset. I don't want to get out of my bed. I'm struggling with some depression, and I want to start telling him all that caused me to get there. Here's the series of events that happened today that have put me on my butt. And he doesn't want to hear the details. He doesn't even need to hear what it is you're telling yourself, what it is that you're justifying, what it is you need to tell other people why you need to explain why you're in bed, why you need to explain what your energy is. The circumstances don't matter, because we have the power to recreate in our minds the energy that we want to put out. The story we tell ourselves is power, and that is everything you're going to get out of Joseph McClendon and mindset training. And I promise you, you cannot take it to the next level, and you cannot lead people if you don't develop the maturity of thought process. And that goes, once again, with your family, maybe with your other job. It's so vital what you're going to get at this session here. So our energy, and number 3, what we attract, what kind of people we attract to us. Have any of you just been in a rut of attracting these broke-minded, excuse-filled type of people? Don't shake your head too much, because that means that you are attracting that, right? No, thank you for your honesty. Guess what? There has been seasons in my life where I can pinpoint the people I was bringing into my business, and it was absolutely the place in which I was. So learning how to, refocus the energy and the attraction. What light brings light, dark brings dark, right? And so we're going to learn about that attraction. And I absolutely eat this stuff up. Like, I love the psychology of people, working with people. It's so powerful. Even Joseph talks about, like, even when you're talking to someone, mirroring their body actions. It may seem like a manipulative tactic, but I'm telling you, whatever it takes to get people comfortable or opening up is best for them, and it's best for you, and it's best for us living as human beings together. If there's things that we can do with our body language and the ways that we can attract other people, like, it's just, we constantly live in a world where, we're fleeing from any sort of pain, right? And we've got walls and barriers up. Don't you want to be the person that helps people break those down so they can live an authentic life, right? Like, I want to be a barrier breaker. I mean, I need people in my life that watch and say, ooh, you've got a wall up. I'm going to break that down. I want to be that for others, because it just feels better to live authentically and vulnerably. And so that's something, that how do we attract people to us? That's a skill I want the rest of my life. And you're going to learn that here. What I want to make sure you are prepared to do is come with your I am statement ready, okay? If you've been to an event in the past, then you have your I am statement. If you've put it on the bookshelf, get it back out, memorize it on the plane. Be prepared to raise your hand, to stand up, and to declare that I am statement. If you don't have an I am statement yet, get ready. It's going to be fun, okay? And you can get with maybe your nearest COC and maybe even have them give you a little bit of a glimpse, and you can start thinking about it. But those of you who have been here, done that before, come in strong with your I am statements ready. What is your vision? That's a question that you can, ask other people as you're there this weekend. One of the things as a community, one of the reasons why we're preparing and having this call right now is because we want to empower you and this community to be really fierce and to add value into the Prove It community. And so, I want to prepare you. Number one, be present to what is taking place on the stage, okay? One of the things I want you to really understand about this event, this is not a better trip. This is not a socializing trip. I know, there are people who I have brought into my team that I have talked on the phone with every day that I have never met before. This is not the place where you get down and out, because I haven't had any time to spend on relationships. So that's your expectation. So knock that down. This is not the event where it's big social event, big fun event like Epic, which we go to, is kind of an awards ceremony. They did a dance last year, had a DJ, lots of socializing. We have Better Trips where you build those relationships. Just get your expectations right. This isn't that place, okay? This is an intensive boot camp. So don't come in with that thought of, hey, I got to grab my workout every day. I got to make sure we have dinner plans in the evening so we can fellowship. Like, that is great stuff, but it's not this trip. If you wanted to stay late, you can do that. You come early, you do that, but you're up early, you're going full out, being present with what is on stage. And then, prepare yourself. There's a huge element to the power of questions in which we ask in that room. So think about, this is really, really audience engaged. So I want you to think about, if you have a breakthrough in that room, if you have an experience, we want to share it. I want you, your community wants you to open up, be vulnerable, share your breakthroughs, share your experiences. Usually, lots of times we'll start the session with it, or we'll anchor back in as we wrap up different segments with it. But be ready to be vulnerable. Bring some tissues, be authentic. But also, when there is a time for questions asked, and also this is very strong, and you'll get this disclaimer with Keto Academy. Number one, two things that you don't want to see when it's question time is people who you can tell they have an energy that they really just want to stand up and be heard and grandstand. Has anyone, you can see right through that, right? Like, they just want to talk on the mic and just have a platform. Okay, not the time for that with questions. The other one is, don't ask questions that personally pertain to you and not the community as an entire, right? Have the mentality, sometimes maturity, you can see, is one of the signs is what kind of questions people ask. Make your questions benefit the entire community. Make them relevant, make them empowering, make them so it's not, well, my friend is struggling with cancer. Like, don't go there. Don't put the medical professionals on that spot. Don't start talking about your digestion issues with the product. Make the questions pertain to the empowerment of the whole community. All right. Just a little preface on that, because we can be that tribe who asks good questions. I think there's so many amazing questions we can ask Mel Robbins or Joseph McClendon. Like, what was a defining moment in your life that made you want to, how many people could grab on to a question like that and say, oh, yeah, that was a breakthrough moment? Or, who are some of your mentors? What have some of the books been that have changed your life? Ask questions that everybody could grow from. Okay. That's having a higher level of consciousness. And that's what we want to strive. Every event, it's one of my goals to show up. A lot of the first events were about me, feed me. And I've got some things I need fed on, and I'm going to put my oxygen mask on that. But every event, my level of consciousness arises in who else needs to have that next level experience. I want that so bad for other people, and I want to facilitate an environment where people feel safe and authentic and can grow and protected, and that they're getting everything out of it. So just every event, sometimes your consciousness rises, and you'll be at another level. And I want you to, keep maturing, keep growing, no matter where you're at in your life. So, three things: inspired action, Here's what you lead on. I want you to ask yourself this now going into this event. Number one, what outcome do you want out of it? So simple. What outcome do you want out of it? I know our group has had a COC leadership call, and they have been given really poignant questions to ask. I think we talked yesterday about pre-huddles and post-huddles. I said I'd talk to you about it today. In the pre-huddle, people are going to ask you, if you're in a pre-huddle, make sure you know who your COC is. If they're inactive, make sure you find out and reach above them and get into a communication group so you can fit in where you get in with a group and you can share and be a part of, those conversations. But a lot of people showing up on Wednesday may do some huddles. A lot of people staying Monday may do some huddles. But, let's say you don't have time to be a part of a huddle. I want you to grab the people that you're associated with, even peer groups, write it down and define to one another, what is your outcome going to be coming into this? Some of the questions that I gave the leaders in my community is, what's your outcome at this event? And then definitely wanting to know, after the event, what is your new DMO? Where will you go after this? And really define that. Like, not say, I'm going to be a rank 6 in 3 months. Like, no, what will you have to do for other people on a daily basis to get to your goal? How many hours a day will you have to spend doing it? What are you willing to sacrifice and give up? Like, the more detailed you get in your outcomes and in your takeaways, the more you will get out of the entire event as a whole. So it can be very simple, and mine was not. So now I will wrap this up by sharing with you my lioness writing. So I'm asking you to be vulnerable and authentic. So when I refer to myself as a lioness, that's being authentic with 96 people here. So, all right, coming in, I want to come in with a new level of consciousness and energy. A lioness, here's what a lioness does. She leads others to awaken their untamed, authentic nature, unleashing fierce beauty, boldness, and unbridled strength to be courageous to step into their greatness. I will be present and gather my own strength on my knees each morning in my daily methods of operation. I will greet and groom others. I'm going to dig in so hard to the LCD training so I can get better at listening to people and identifying where they're at, and then my role in moving them to the next level that they are ready for. I will rise alongside other lioness and lions and support them, encourage them, speak life to them, meet them at their level to coach them better, plug them in where they fit in, develop them, and serve them. I will hunt. I am a recruiter, and it feeds the pack. For Rising Champs, I'm recruiting. Like, when I go into an event, I'm assessing people's energy. I'm looking for Rising Champs. I'm looking for the spirit of people wanting to get into the grind and take it to the next level, who just maybe need a little push or a little encouragement or a little bit more skills. Whatever that is, I'll be able to better help them the more I'm engaged in the leadership training. I embrace, I rise to move the young to safety. That's P1 coaching. Maybe a lot of you are showing up with brand new people there. You'll understand the term P1 coming out. That's P1 coaching. That's teaching them survival skills. That's teaching them actions to take daily, plays that work, engaging them, modeling them, and protecting their mindsets. This goes along with it. I'll rise to confront enemies that threaten the pride. I'll always have BU's back. I'll always have the bigger teams back. Natalie Kilmore, Michael Rutherford, Sylvia, Katie Rollins. You don't have to be in my organization. I've got your back. The bigger the team and the more loyal we are to each other, the further our company will go. I will have no fear of being liked over removing the disillusionment of others for the better of the whole pack. I'll keep my own ego in check with accountability and ongoing check-ins with who I designate will tell me the God honest truth about how my behavior is. I will embrace strength, develop courage in others, and affect an environment for growth and change by bringing my energy, focus, and A game every day and to every event. Totally looking forward to rocking this more. So that's my outcome. That's more of like my energy going in and what I want to be, what I want to get, how I want to lead, what I want to infiltrate into others. So I want you to take a minute today and really think about what your outcome is. One of my personal outcomes is to live in this energy consistently, to not be, okay, get back, and being at an event with so many people and so many disillusioned people. I want to work on the anchoring of energy, bringing those people up and not getting sucked in. And so I do want, one thing I was thinking about, protecting the young. If you're on here and you're a leader, there's been rooms. We've had to plug people into different rooms. I've had past experience where I've had a brand new person plugged in with another person who's been in the company for a while and was a real negative Nancy and a real bad mindset. And, if you're seeing that, number one, you've got to be willing to address it with that person. And number two, you have to say to that person, listen, this is not the mentality that I want for you. So you need to protect your mindset. You need to walk away when it's negative, and you need every bit but sleeping in this room to get out and surround yourself with other people in a position where they're going bigger, faster, stronger, harder. That's go find those people. Every chance I get, I'm like creeping over to Michael Rutherford. I'm creeping over to Dustin. I listen to people on calls at the event. I listen to what they're saying, to their teams. I'm hunting for information. I'm hunting for energy. I'm hunting for vibes to bring back and grow the pack with, right? So, really, I think that's it. I did not want to go long because if you're like me, then you have 1,000 things to do today. And listen, if you're not able to attend this event, I want to warn you, do not take yourself out of the game. All right. Maybe things came up. Maybe you could not get out of work. Maybe, it's just not the time for you. We've lined up the week to bring you replays. There's going to be a very strong training tomorrow with Selena. And then on Thursday and Friday and Saturday, we're going to do some live recaps. We want to bring you into the environment and let you feel that energy and that thirst for getting to the next one. But I want to challenge you, keep recruiting, keep sending outbounds, keep doing your 5 and 10 days, keep looking for things, like take advantage, act like, we're all dead and you're going to get ahead. Just get your mindset strong and right, and don't let not being there take you out of your A game. Okay. We're going to do the best to feed you what we can. So stay engaged and in tune this week. I'm going to go take some more vitamin C and get my blowout done. And we'll see y'all in Vegas.